Well, if they keep killing people, will you go back? And
well, I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to put myself in a position. I can't say that. I don't want to say it because I think it would be stupid for me to say that.
Okay, with that, we bring in exiled Iranian Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, who says that the regime is on the verge of collapse. Crown Prince Pahlavi, thank you very much. It's good to have you back on the program, sir.
Good to be back, Martha.
How do you interpret that exchange with Maria Bartiromo and President Trump?
Martha, in the middle of what's happening, I think I can update you with the latest news that I had from Iran itself. I just got off the phone with a political prisoner that managed to somehow connect to the internet. And here's what the situation on the ground is. It's an ongoing war between the people and this regime. The regime has massacred them, and it is in total darkness that it is carrying out even more brutality by shooting people in hospitals under the direct order of Khamenei, not to let anyone who was even wounded alive. That's the extent of their brutality, and the numbers you quoted is correct. We anticipate at least 20,000 people dead, if not more, across the land. Now, one thing that the world and this audience needs to realize is that these brave Iranians are saying, we are fighting not just for our own liberation, but to free the world from this terrorist regime. Their commitment is to fight to the very end, and this is the momentum that we have right now. And what could change the odds in their favor is the much-needed neutralization of the regime's instruments of repression, which can only occur based on what the president stated a few days ago, that it will be consequential for the regime using the brutality against the people. And you should not believe a word the regime says, because as an act of desperation, they're trying to buy time. They will make the same false promises that they've done before, and you cannot rely on their words at all.
Yeah, you know, President Trump suggested that talks might be in the works. He talked about the devastation to Iran's nuclear program by the B-2 strikes that were carried out by the United States and ground strikes that were carried out by the Israelis. But there is a lot of discussion in the things that President Trump is saying about negotiations and talks with the Iranian leadership. What do you say to President Trump about that suggestion?
Look, President Trump is a man of his word and he's a man of peace, and he does realize that the best way to protect lives is to take away the instrument of repression that has been a reason for this number of people killed. So in the equation and in the balance is what is the most effective way to stabilize the area, and we all realize that the best way to put an end to radicalism, to terrorism, to the nuclear threat, and everything else that this regime has provided our world with can only be eliminated in one shot by this regime collapsing. What's happening now is the regime, as I said before, is on the verge of collapse. What will expedite its demise and will facilitate a transition to stability and peace is its disappearance. And the people of Iran right now are the boots on the ground fighting. They do need, however, air cover when they are totally unarmed vis-a-vis a very brutal regime. I don't think there's anything left to negotiate other than this time siding with the Iranian nation, with the Iranian people, who clearly state that they are no longer want this regime. They're rejectful of this regime. They hate this regime. And it's a people that, unlike a regime that has chanted death to America from its inception, actually love America, want to be partners with America, and want to be an element that contributes to regional peace and stability, working together with our neighbors. A completely different picture that we currently have with this regime. This is what's at stake, and I think this president understands this as well.
So the language has changed a little bit and from the president, and that could mean that he doesn't want to talk about potential options that he is still considering, and he wants to hold those cards close to the vest, which I think is very understandable from the president in terms of, you know, maintaining the options that he has. On the other hand, I'm hearing that people on the ground in Iran are despondent because they are very afraid that an Obama-like response is happening again, that there's all this momentum, and that there's a feeling that it is on the verge of collapse, the regime, and that maybe this moment is about to pass the Iranians by again. Do you feel that way? Are you afraid that that is what might happen again?
Well, obviously, it's a natural anxiety that anyone that is fighting for freedom counts on a support, especially when it's announced. So now they're looking at the action part of it. But having said that, I repeat again that President Trump doesn't want to be another Obama. To the contrary. So up to that point and until now, we believe that actions will be in some form taken while the president has the prerogative to explore every option. But the best option right now that will save lives, that will provide Iran with true freedom at the hand of a nation that wants to liberate itself and be partners in a free world with the most strongest democracy on the planet is to put an end to this regime. We have time and again seen this regime reneging on its promises. It's just buying time, and I think that the time has run out on them. And I hope the president will make the ultimate decision that this is the time to support the Iranian people in freedom. That's what he has said. That's what the Iranian people expect. So we'll see what happens in the next few days.
Crown Prince Pahlavi, thank you very much. It's good to have you with us, and we are following this story very closely, and we hope that we can speak with you again soon so we can stay on top of it and keep it very much in the eyes of the American people, as we know it is in the eyes and hearts of the Iranian people. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Martha.